Hello and welcome. We're picking up where we left off last time in FreeCol in patch 1.2.0, continuing our France run from previous. I think everything's going according to plan. We should just be able to hit end turn here. Let some moves play out like such. We're getting told that one of our locations is producing less because we've got too many people converting wood into stuff. Okay, so we want to take you off of wood. Easy enough. We want tobacco here. This is one of the this is the second half of the canal city in this situation. Or do I want you on food? What do I have queued up here for building? We're building a wagon train, which makes sense. If we're going to keep the canal, we probably want to fortify the place up, although I don't need to make that decision now. Same something with the schoolhouse. This might actually be a good place to put the schoolhouse. We don't have any tools here to do printing press stuff with, so... Okay. And then we probably want to take you off. Now, we might not... We might put him back in the town. We might not just not leave him completely off. But what do we got for training people we get off of the natives? We got an expert farmer here. Down here we got an egg master tobacco planter. Growing tobacco. Yes, that was the plan here, was to grow tobacco. So we turn it into cigars. We got cigar maker. Yeah, we got a cigar maker. Right now the cigar maker is actually... No, it's making cigars. And we're consuming tobacco, so... Potentially sending one of them down to become a tobacco farmer to do that would not be the worst of plans. Cayenne here. We've got a expert farmer has arrived. And I've got enough wood to complete the warehouse. Okay, so let's put the expert farmer on farming. I want to put you on sugar plantation work. Surprised you can move over there. Okay, are you better at farming? Can we put you there? No, same difference. And then we'll put the last person on making some Liberty Bell, so we get some Liberty Bell production here. I think right now the plan is we're going to make sugar. We're going to export the sugar to the coastline, where we'll probably convert that sugar into rum for export or transport. I've got a cotton planter here. We've got a place to grow cotton in this location. We can grow cotton on the prairie. The other alternative is to set up a city here and grow it there. That might actually be a better plan. And the situation where we're losing Indian converts last time was them going through, I think, the desert. There's a chance that people are visiting the desert. I wasn't paying attention to where I was letting them move. No, actually, I probably want that Hardy Pioneer. I probably want you to do something. Work on a road? Work on a road. So let's actually have you go there. Love you. Here. Those guys are moving inland. Our boat's moving. Where are you going? Oh, yeah, I see where you're going. Okay. Or see where you could be going. Got our wagon made. We got another convert. And cotton or coats have risen. I think I have you moving to one of these two locations. We got a second one here. Do I have one in Earl's Fort? Yes. Or holding my gold. Or holding my silver. And then Charlesford, or Charlesburg. I don't want to have one in Charlesburg. I probably want one in Charlesburg, potentially for selling stuff to the natives. Yeah, might want the tobacco planter. We got a cotton planter. We didn't go that far afield for... Season's down, no. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna have you move here. We're gonna go get another. We're gonna upgrade one of our guys to a tobacco planter. You are gonna build a road out onto the river, and then probably build a road from the river down into Cayenne to facilitate movement between these two cities. I'm gonna want one of you to go over there. Yep. And then fortify for the moment, unless they are vaguely interested in cigars. Cigars at 12. After accounting for the tax rate, it probably is cheaper to sell to the native, or more profitable to sell to the natives. You got a good rate for cigars. So let's load up 100 cigars for export to the natives. The boat has arrived. Where am I going to want these? So we got a cannon there. One cannon, probably a cannon there. Two cannons, that would make sense. Got a cannon there. Got a cannon there, so I probably want it to go over to the island over here. Cannon cavalry over there would not be a bad plan. So the question is, do I want to unload the workers here? Probably not until we get the Liberty Bell situation under control. It's probably here might be the place we're going to make cotton. I'm also going to make another city here, and we could make another city here. That wouldn't be too bad. Okay. For the moment, they've moved all the movement space anyway. So we get another expert silver miner. They're a specialist. We'll go ahead and take the specialist over FreeCol on us for the moment. We're hitting the horse limit in Charlesburg. A temporary workaround for that, so we don't overrun the horse limit, is load the horses into the wagon. So with 9 more turns, we'll have this wagon full of silver. We're not making enough food here to put another settler, or put another convert in here. So we want to send you somewhere else. I suppose if I'm going to plan on making that city, I might as well plan the city location. And then you're going to sell that cigars, so I'll move you. You know, with the fish there, I think that is a decent plan. So let's unload some stuff north. So we're going to load the free colonist. Oh. Beaver. One of the pieces of artillery, and the rest will send off the other direction. I'll unload all of you. Given the fact that I've made that colony, that's a place that we're going to want the cotton planter, so we'll take the cotton planter. And the furs. Okay, so I think we can get more sugar here if we wanted more sugar. I think we mostly also want to transfer the sugar to the coastline. The question is, do I want to make wood, or do I want to make Liberty Bells? I think for the moment we'll make more Liberty Bells. Ah, three more converts, and a new colonist to transport over from the old world. Oh no, not even from the old world, from our local area. Okay. Well, we got guns, we got horses. So you're mounted up. That's what I think this guy's going to become. We need a little bit more. Oh, actually, no. I could probably put another person in here. What would we put them to do? We put them in here. Oh, actually, no. I think the next person wants to probably be our tobacconist. So yeah, we're going to mount you up. Equip as a dragoon. Both to take the horses and take the guns. We don't have the take the space. But we want a settlement here. Lay the foundations. Yeah, I know there's no. I want you to make food for the moment. That's probably not where we're going to want the food to be made, but that'll work for the short period. Yeah, it's about the same food for rolling on any of the shore tiles. Not planning on making tobacco here, so food from the plains tiles will be fine. And then we can fortify the cannon. We're going to fortify cannon there. We're going to send one of these veterans inland, abducting inland settlement. Oops, for some reason food negative here. One of you wants to go work as a farmer. I think that's higher food than Savannah because there's the river there. Obviously, we probably want to use that tile specifically for, logging, not farming, but for the moment it's a good farming tile. And I can't put any more in here without getting a malice. So actually, I don't want this convert for the moment. Don't think I'm allowed to equip the convert. No. Although, I can't equip the convert because nothing's here. So even if I could equip the convert, I can't equip the convert because there's nothing for him to pick up. Okay, you pick up the hides, sail across the bay, drop someone in Port Royal. I'm going to put you on making food for the moment just because our food's so bad. Eventually, I'm going to want him to make cotton that tile, but order of operations. And then the other one fortifies there. Do I send you to the coast? No, I'm just going to be fortified there for the moment. Okay, so you've arrived to help handle shipping. I actually probably want him to go inland, but he can stay there for the moment. Charles Ford has completed a newspaper to see. That'll help it with generating Liberty Bells. Working on blacksmith forge there. Blacksmith shop there. Oh, we probably want the church upgrade at some point. Okay, that makes sense because it'll just go through the ore a little bit faster. I probably am going to keep this place, so we're really going to fortify it at some point. Although we have to import wood, I think, to... Yeah, we have to import wood to build here. So there's no point in getting really far ahead on the queuing here, because otherwise I'll forget to bring the wood in. And here we are to sell the cigars. We'd sell them in Europe for 1,000 before tax. We can get nearly 24,000 here, or 2,400 here. So we're going to accept this offer. And we will buy whatever is in bulk. We can buy 88 cotton, so we'll buy 88 cotton. And then back to Port Radio. Charles Fort doesn't have any more space. Port Royal maybe does. And to be fair, these guys are better for outdoor work, so if we get them fishing or farming, they're going to be better there. And I have a dragoon there, don't I? Don't have any cavalry there. Let's put cavalry up there. Same here. I can move you over to Port Royal. And then we want you to go inland. And you finish the road. Building the road to the river doesn't initially provide me anything, but will allow quick transport between the two places, because I can swap between the road and the river that way. Okay, so one of you have arrived. We want one of you to probably farm. Which is one food better than our existing farmers. We're going to swap you over to cotton. So we'll be getting cotton in real quick. Where do I want you on cotton? No, I probably want you working on wood. Make some lumber. We're going to abandon the fact that we're making Liberty Bells here for the moment and get the docks done. Then we can use the fish resources, which will be probably a much better source of food. Thought I saw another convert march in, but that was not the case. Okay, we weren't allowed to go where we were moving because we ran into another ship. But we found another potential area with stuff. We met fellow Europeans! Okay. So we found the Spanish, and they immediately accept our offer of peace. Good on them. The cigar factory is down there, so we'll be making cigars even faster. We're on to Ironworks next. Ironworks, Cathedral Magazine, College, Arsenal, Dry Dock, Shipyard. Okay. And then that's basically everything, because we don't want to do weaving, rubbing. Okay. So when that's done, and that queue is going to take forever. If that queue ever finishes, the expert lumberjack, the expert carpenter here will leave the town. And be sent somewhere else. Actually, you know what? Just yeah, we're gonna waste 2 furs. It'll be fine. you want to pick up more than that? Actually, technically, we're for positive right now, so let's just take the furs. Technically, when the fur trading post, if we ever get around to finish the fur trading post, we'll have you put more demand for it. Basically, take most of the big stacks. Road. Your job is explore. That's my that not working. There we go. I think that's a little island, so we're probably going to be picking those scouts up pretty quickly. I got 2 people in there. I probably don't need 2 people there. Although, no. 2 in there makes sense, because then we can get the limited goals up quickly. Maybe get the 6th person in there. That'll be fine. You arrived. You probably want to make food as well. But not Tom. Okay, and then you were there. Your job is going to be transporting the sugar to the coast. Now, this game does have some minimal automation you can set up. Let's see if I can figure out how to do it really quickly. Because what I could do is I could automate this person just to deliver the sugar to the coast, if I can set it right. Assign a trade route from Cayenne. So a new route. So I'm going to add a stop. Cayenne. Sugar. Pick up sugar. Destination. Not all colonies. Apparently. So you're the destination, and I'll have to designate the source. In and Caroline and here I want you to load sugar. There I want you to unload. Okay, so we'll test to see if this works. And Twitch chat saying, good evening. Yeah, you can do trade routes. Yeah, so I know we can set up trade routes. I just usually manually do this, and I think this is a situation where it actually makes sense to set up an automated one. So, sugar, route. Okay, we'll see how that works. So we're going back to Europe, so we'll pick up trade goods that we can export to Europe. So the Gars, it makes a lot of sense. Asia, that was a fairly tiny island. Back on the boat. Okay, fit one more person here. I could do farming. And that's possibly what we want to do. Actually, no, I'm going to have you do lumber. So we're going to put you on that, you on that, set you to make lumber. So lumber, let's get the docks done quicker. 8 turns we'll have the docks. Then we can put 2 of the native converts on making fish, making much of food that way. We might put all 3 of them on fish, and we might then take you off of food production, get you like making Liberty Bells or something. Schoolhouse is done in that location. Nothing else being built there. Which makes sense because we've got no tool production. We've got some pretty good builders here, but no tool production. If I want to keep the canal, I need to build a stockade. Otherwise, I should be prepared to destroy it. Although, granted, I can procrastinate and do that later. This is not a place we're going to be making guns because we don't have any ore production here. So, other than maybe making some more wagon trains, we'll queue up a couple wagon trains for transport purposes. I think we're pretty much done with the carpenter lumberjack here, and move them off to someplace else. Carlsberg Royal got some more cotton. Which reminds me, I've got a wagon up here. But okay, isn't quite full of silver, but let's activate and bring down 100 silver. To load onto the boat. There we go. And then you can go back to Europe. We'll get you loaded on the boat. And we'll go transport them to some other landmass to do more exploration. Okay, cotton has returned. I can load more horses. Put the horses back. Yeah, let's put the horses back. I might actually take them on to the silver one. And then when we send the silver one back up to Charles Ford, we can unload horses here for storage. This is a place, because of the ore production, we can make guns. We're currently making a blacksmith shop instead, but we could make guns up here. So having horses here to have the people that have just picked up guns immediately mount up is not a bad plan. All things considered. We're getting a veteran soldier in Europe. That's not a bad plan. Let's get that veteran soldier immediately equipped to his dragoon. We'll pay a little bit extra now. Party Pioneer has built that road. Do you want to irrigate around the port? No. No, in fact, from the outdoor areas, we've kind of maxed the port out for what we're doing. As we start farming, which we don't necessarily need to do there. We're probably going to do more fishing first. So you want to be moving inland to Cayenne. And I suspect there's another landmass somewhere to the south, so we're going to start getting moving south again. Ship has arrived. Oh, we're not producing the ideal amount of tools because we've actually run out of ore. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I might want one of the Liberty Bells in the meantime then, so let's put you on getting the Liberty Bells. So in 6 turns, all the guys here will be producing 1 more, in theory. Okay, so I'm getting told, because I had a long-distance move order to come down here, that they can't go there anymore. That's fine. What's happened is the tile that would ideally wanted to go in is occupied by someone. So Charles Fort is low on wood. Charlesburg is loaded with wood. So let's actually do a wood transfer here. Because you make more wood than you use, and we got a place that needs wood. And we want you to become tobacco gunner? Yes. Road. Somewhere I think I have another party pioneer. The question is, where did I put him? I feel like I had the other hired pioneer doing something. From memory. Although I might be misremembering that I have 2. That was meant to drag the silver, not drag the entire window. Okay, so it's not there. Got that one. I remember getting a second one. Irregular free colonist. Maybe I just had the one. I'm just misremembering. Probably just misremembering. The summaries here, which is one way to scroll through and make sure I'm not missing. Yeah, if I have another one, he's not in any of the cities. You're waiting for orders, so that makes sense. Oh, and that reminds me, I got the guys in Europe. Still the furs. The furs are much better to turn it into coats, but the storage is looking a bit full, and we're net production on that. So we can also sell some silver, make a nice chunk of change. Almost over 1,000 there after taxes. Trying to decide, I want to recruit more colonists or get some more guns. Probably more guns. Well, artillery, not guns, but probably artillery. You can see the artillery gets more expensive the more you buy. And then you were down there. And we know that there's another... get this rolling. We know there's another body of land over there. We just need to get the boat over to unload. Okay, we got another wagon. Did I send the... I haven't sent this spare wagon back down to Charlesburg World. I want one there. This is mainly for exports going out to the natives. I'm gonna have you go to Port Royal. You might be the guy just handling shipping from Port Royal to the main ports, but don't come inland, or in through the canal. As well as you're also going to serve as temporary dock, or temporary warehouse. Okay, you're my cotton planter. No, you're my tobacco planter. I want you in Charlesburg Royal, which means we want to take over to Caroline. Okay, a fisherman has arrived, and the fisherman is presumably a better fisher than the native converts. So you're losing that job, you're getting that job. And you get to become a fisherman. Whoops, that's not what we did. Misclick. Fisherman. Bunch of food. So yeah, if everything's going according to plan, we should have sugar here. We do. So let's actually put you, instead of making Liberty Bells, make rum. At least until we get a complaint about the rum being low. So we're going to unload the silver miner here. I'll have him work to where I'm going to mine silver. Do you want to unload the cavalry here? I've got no cannon in Cayenne, but that's probably fine. No cannon in Cayenne. Right now, most of our cannon is in Charlesburg Royal. La Rochelle has absolutely no defenses. Wait, La Rochelle. I don't remember having. I don't have a city. Is that the? Oh no, that's Europe has no troops. Fair enough. I've deployed the troops from Europe. So yeah, most of them in Charlesburg. Except for, yeah, no cannon. We'll just leave the cannon here. I may redistribute them. May redistribute them later. We'll dismount the cavalry here. We'll move the cavalry someplace else, but you can ride around on land very quickly. Just saying they could have made that more clear. Yeah, they could have made that a little more clear. It's also one of those things where if you just remember what the home port's called, it makes sense. Like, the moment I realized, oh, that's the home port they're talking about, it like made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense at that point. But yeah, they could have definitely said, like, they could have definitely done something like put it in brackets or something. Okay, and we've got a new nomination of the Founding Fathers. So we can take Fruger here to drop the boycott, which is only a tobacco. It's not worth taking. All existing and future colonies, a stockade when they reach 3. Again, there may be colonies I might want to disband later. So we're gonna skip on him. Paul Revere. I tend not to take advantage of Paul Revere, because I tend to deploy my muskets ahead of time. And at this point we have garrisons in old cities, so Paul Revere shouldn't kick in. Pocahontas may be the one we take, because this would at least be a beneficial one. Indian alarm being half as fast as useful. Or all Indian converts get immediately converted. I'm going to do the alarm one before the converts. Or convert the converts. Because you can still get converts after you do this, and they don't convert. So the more we have to convert, the better this will be. And we just got all existing colonies are visible on the map. Okay. Oh, I guess. Oh no, it did reveal stuff that we didn't see. So there's some colonies in here. So this is where the Dutch are. Good to know. I was about to go. It didn't show me where the Dutch were, and it did. I just didn't recognize it. And I think that this person might just make silver. Right, we can set them up here on the grasslands here, mining the mountain. It's not gonna be a great silver mine. Do I have any better hypotheticals than that? That's a bit far off, but we could mine down there. That wouldn't be too bad because it'd be coastal at least. Oh, same up there. I could be. What's the food on Tundra? Food is 3. Okay, so if you set up at least on the Tundra, he'd be food positive at 3. Food and ore positive, right? So we'd be making silver and. That's a bit of a way. But yeah, let's have you slow walk over there. We'll make that a silver mine. What's the local demand looking like for cigars? No demand there. There is demand there for 12, so that's probably where we want to sell it instead of here. Oh, I have to see if I can get a way to do the scrolling with hotkeys. When you only have one monitor, edge scrolling works a lot better. So you have cigars. We don't know what it's priced at, though. That's not the primary. Although that's maybe not a problem. So yeah, we don't want to have you transport cigars. Let's come in to Caroline here. We'll start picking up stuff in the interior. Here's a regular free colonist. Let's have you move over there. I'm going to activate the regular free colonist to move him someplace else. Move him to the other end of the canal. Yeah, move him to the other end of the canal. Okay, you're waiting for a boat to take you across the way. We're not building anything here. Why am I not building anything here? Because we're not building anything here. Yeah, that's fair enough. Lumber mill, so we build faster. Church, we get more. Crosses stables, because why not? Well, the reason not to do the stables is we don't currently have any horses here. But we'll probably get horses here at some point. And we may not. Again, there's no ore production here, so we may not keep this element when the war goes hot. Take it apart. Stables for schoolhouse. Or schoolhouse for stables. Okay, free scout, unload. Like, go. There you go. Okay, so that's a little island. Smaller than I was expecting. It's still going to take like 2 or 3 turns for it to get it fully explored. Or fully explored, because we want to explore the head, and the rumor, and the city. Okay, before we get too carried away, I've already let this episode go up 45 minutes. We're going to put a part break in here. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. We're going to record 5 parts today to get a 2-day surplus in. We currently have a 1-day surplus in, so this should be going up 2 days after it's recorded. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break, try to get the ad break out of the way so we don't have it while I'm doing active gameplay. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.